No experience is ever bad or good. Rather, it is neutral. Belief will set it up, and the emotion that stems from the thought to generate the motion. The stage is then projected on, and the interactions with itself it will attract to play and alongside with its reflection. Thoughts, emotions, and beliefs make for the basis of a template to form a most distinct and bespoke reality. Authority becomes the self over its personality as author and when stepping out onto its new path. The struggle is in having to resist its path and in favor of the version of a template that no longer serves it. My name is Reverend Maria Arvanitides, and this is a course in metaphysical spirituality. This book is called TheSovereignLight, and it's named after my ministry. And welcome to Day 320, pages 763 and 64. Whenever you're ready, let's begin with today's activation. Take a nice deep breath in and through the crown chakra, this pillar of light, breathe it in, and from the soles of your feet and tailbone, Father, Mother, God, congregate through the heart space center, anchor, find that still point center within this field and resonate it out with every breath and take a nice one in. Woo. Ready? Let's begin. The direction of the motion that allows for more unfolding and my expanding to explore from this connection is my highest joy. Take another deep breath in. And release it out. The direction of the motion that allows for more unfolding and my expanding to explore from this connection is my highest joy. The direction of the motion that allows for more unfolding and my expanding to explore from this connection is my highest joy. Where do you feel the joy? As before we mentioned, where do you feel the fear? Where do you feel the guilt? Where do you feel the shame? Where do you feel the compassion? And most of all, where is it that you feel the joy to replace it? Anything that needs releasing is that signal from authority and from that very same opposition to the self that will cause for much grief and struggle. So where is it that you feel the grief? Replace it with joy. Where is it that you feel the guilt? Replace it with joy. What is your passion? You can always replace these feelings to either raise your frequency or lower it. Where is it that you feel most comfortable? And where is it that your thoughts will not allow you and entrap you into those suffocating realities where you feel oppressed and depressed? So, anything that needs releasing is that signal. So to continue with a non-existing pattern by resisting to step into the new, these samskaras that we hang on to, the physical, that we must continue on having, the beliefs from the previous generations that continue on the system, this continuance with a non-existing pattern by resisting to step. Let's do this. Step into the new. The self will continue on with parasites and left over to entertain it from, as ghosts from the past would have, and drain it from its energy. There is nothing there that for the self can possibly contribute to, much less to be a part of. Is there? Well, does it feel comfortable? Yes. But do we suffer more? Yes. Because we're too afraid to go with that love, with that courage to forge into the fearlessness that the heart will allow to guide us through in the driver's seat. But we mustn't. So this is where the ego mind takes over. So let's leverage this out today. And the new patterning requires some assembly and practice to forge these new neural pathways, like moving into a different neighborhood altogether and relocating, to change our perspective so that we can close one neural pathway for another. It takes a habit-forming thoughts that create these beliefs, and can be very simple, but feels almost similar to awkward and as the one before it had. The self will continue to project for its reflection the reality it will experience for itself. To resist and fight against it is to be in conflict with itself. To resist and fight against it is to be in conflict with itself. To run away or hide again from it will only prolong its jail sentence, and that of waiting around in limbo. There is nothing to complete, finish, or fix. And yet, the self will find itself wrapped up in such physical manifested delusion that it just twists itself and gets its panties in a twist, if you will. So when we unwind, the energy is released. Let's continue on to pages 764. The direction of the motion that allows for more unfolding and my expanding to explore from this connection is my highest joy. Maybe it must go through it all, and before it can find to feel the comfort of untwisting for any solace. Sometimes the phases will bring it to a moment of its existence where it is only spiritual work and with that off balance in the physical that it too must work through, interpreting as fixing and or completing of its many contracts, vows, and promises. It is through this process it must learn to integrate and then let go of the rest as parasitic residue that has remained from previous relationships and other existences. From a linear perspective, this is what it means to not look back, and from the new, the older model would have obsoleted. The mother, father, sister, brother, partners, tribe, and community must all be released. It's a place where you go beyond insanity and allow yourself to meet yourself at the other end. This is the only way the self can find more of its authenticity, and for the very reason it comes up to oppose or bring such struggle. The metaphor of boxes were used before and again as an example. Unpack the box and have a look at what might be causing the conflict. What thoughts are coming up and or feelings? What part did the self have directly played, and what reflection that it caused to play alongside and indirectly with? How was it changed in its perspective to have learned from this relationship? Did it move it from its course of action any, so not to repeat again? What parts of itself were projected onto the other and vice versa? What can the self take and from the resulting as byproduct from all of this? Sometimes the emotions, like an empty box, will come up without any thoughts to indicate the reason. So today, the purpose, and any other day for this, the purpose of this episode is to see that where there is resistance, there's opportunity for self-improvement. So I will leave you today, as we do always, and you can always sample just the affirmation activation for the day separately on its own, somewhere on TikTok or anyway. Thank you for joining. Take a nice deep breath in. Easy does it. The direction of the motion that allows for more unfolding and my expanding to explore from this connection is my highest joy. The direction of the motion that allows for more unfolding and my expanding to explore from this connection is my highest joy. The direction of the motion that allows for more unfolding and my expanding to explore from this connection is my highest joy.